Um, yes, I'm live. Hello, everyone. Um, Shashant is saying Happy Atheist Day. Happy Atheist Day. Today is March 23rd. So it's Atheist Day. It's International Atheist Day. So happy Atheist Day, everyone. Kailash is here. Hello. Sekla Sakai. Happy Atheist Day. Tim is saying, haven't seen you in ages. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I think the last video I uploaded was back in 2021. So I haven't been here in well around a year and a half. So this is the first time I'm coming live on this channel in a year and a half. So yeah, it has been a while. Um to be honest, I don't have anything specially planned for today. I was like, hey, I kind of want to um, get this channel back up and everything. So maybe start streaming. Like maybe I'll do just a chill stream and stuff for the start, like for starting on Atheist Day. So here I am. Um, yeah. Anyway, I don't have, to be honest, I don't have much planned other than just thinking, hey, maybe we can do the stream. But yeah, Mia Khalifa is here. Hey, I have a celebrity. I'm sure this is not the actual Mia Khalifa though, but yeah, happy Atheist Day. Okay. So since I don't have anything planned, before going to anything, I would like to show something. Hold on. Hmm? Share screen. Where is that again? There. So here it is. If you go to my community tab, you can see this post I made about a month ago. It's for this charity stream by Faithless Hijabi. Faithless Hijabi is ex-Muslim organization, um, and the stream is basically going to be a fundraiser for to support like ex-Muslims with their mental health issues like therapy and everything. So basically, the stream is going to be it's a fundraiser stream supporting ex-Muslims and their issues. Um, it's on 25th March, 11:45 PDT, 14:45 EDT, and 18:45 GMT. Um, for Indians, it's I think 26th March, 12:45 12:15 in the morning, like right after midnight IST. So that's then. You can see I am one of the guest speakers there. And here, Susanna is here. There will be Mariam Namazi, Seth Andrews, Jimmy Bangesh, Alim, Nuria, Khadija Khan. Susanna's there, I'm there, Stephen Knight, Christoph, Frishwin, Thomas Sheedy, Hanny Salim, and Harris Sultan. So so here we are the speakers there. So I hope you go to the Faceless Hijabi website. You can see here www.faithlesshijabi.org/AAF Atheist Assemble fundraiser. So please go there and join the live stream, support ex-Muslims and everything. So yeah, I just wanted to announce that before beginning anything, like doing anything else. So there it is. I hope to see some of you people. I'm sure the Atheist Republic family is going to be there. Susanna is going to be there, so pretty sure of that. But hey, I'd like to see other people too. Anyway, that's that. Um, who else is there? Love from Bangladesh, Bangladeshi ex-Muslim. Oh, thank you very much. I'm also Bengali, Indian Bengali, and ex-Hindu. I'm guessing people would know that. But hey, thank you for being here. I love the support. Selva Kumar is saying, "Hi, Katie." Hello, Selva Kumar. How are you? And how's everyone else? Yeah. But yeah, please do join the Faithless Hijabi fundraiser stream. That's going to be good. Um, I am supposed to speak on the rise of Hindutva and how and the fall of secularism in India, which is supposedly the largest secular democracy in the world. I mean, it has a huge number of voters. I don't consider India a proper democracy or even properly secular, to be honest, but it is secular than some of the worst countries on the planet, I guess. Um, Not seeing you in AR streams. Yeah, that was like years ago. You can see me in the live chat every now and then. When AR, the thing is, when most of AR streams happen, I am usually asleep or busy with something else. That's so you might not even see me in the chat all the time, but hey, every now and then if I am free or am awake, I will be there. So anyway, uh, what do we talk about today? It's March. Oh, it's 23rd. 6 days ago, which was 17th March, I completed um 2 years of being on HRT. Just 6 days ago. It's gonna be a week tomorrow, but yeah, that's an achievement in my life. Now news in AR changed to India friendly time. um Selva Kumar, I have a very weird sleep schedule. I don't even have a proper sleep schedule, okay? um I sleep at very weird times and my sleep schedule keeps rotating all over the clock, so it doesn't matter what friendly time AR news or any other show is on. There's no guarantee that I will be up. There's no freaking guarantee that I will be free or I'll be awake. I might be fast asleep at any time. Like it can move right around the clock. Even then, it's just no guarantee for me. My sleep schedule is very not stable, let's say. Yeah. So um let's see. What do I should I bring some people up and just chat with different atheists from around the world, maybe? What do you think? Like someone in the comment section type it. Should I just give I should I make the link public and chat to atheists like on celebration of Atheist Day? Like I can just share it. You can come up. We can have a discussion on different atheist issues and stuff. So let me know if you want that. Or should I talk about something else like maybe atheism and religion and different countries? I mean, that's the point of Atheist Day. Atheists are persecuted globally. It's just most people don't recognize that. So, I mean, even if the in the most like secular countries, let's take United States. That's not the most secular, but it is pretty secular. Um, I mean, there's a huge like quantity of religious morons in the US, but atheists in the US are not legally allowed to hold office in a lot of states, from what I know. So there's that. Like, uh, like atheists in the South, like southern states, like the Bible Belt in the US, do face a lot of discrimination, alienation, and everything. But even on legal stages, they face discrimination, as in they are not allowed to hold office in quite a lot of states. If I am correct and updated on that information, that is. Um, Atheists in India don't have any legal restrictions to them. There are blasphemy laws in India, so there's that. There are blasphemy laws in India. Atheists don't face like exactly like legally in the books. I don't think other than blasphemy law, there's anything like, yeah, atheists are not legally recognized either in India. So there's that. But there's a lot of social discrimination. I mean, not that explicit perhaps. But people don't consider you a moral and mature human individual if you're an atheist, if you're not religious. That has happened to me when I was growing up. I have been an atheist for years, and um I declared it. Hold up a second. Whoops. Sorry. Yeah, so when I was growing up and I came out as an atheist to my family, they said, hey, I'm not mature enough. Like, I will be someday mature enough to realize that um, gods are real. And I'm 24 now, and I still don't think gods are real. I mean, they still don't think I'm mature enough. So, I mean, there's that. Question for you: if humans have type 1 civs, CIVs, with the influence of the religions get reduced because we can control all the natural phenomena like earthquakes, tsunamis, etc. Oh, type 1 civilization. Hmm. Will the religions get reduced? Okay, I don't exactly know what you mean by type 1 civilization, so let me just Google that real quick. Oh, it's the Kardashians. Hold on, I'll just read it out. Where's the type 1? Huh. Type 1 civilization, a civilization close to the level presently attained on Earth, with energy consumption at around 4 into 10 to the power 9 times uh, 4 into 10 to the power 12 watts. Okay. A type 1 civilization is usually defined as one that can harness all the energy that reaches its home planet from its parent star. For Earth, its value is around 2 into 10 to the power 17 watts. mm, which is about 4 orders of magnitude higher than the amount presently attained on Earth, with energy consumption at around 2 into 10 to the power 13 watts as of 2020. The astronomer Guillermo A. Lemarchand defined Type 1 as a level near contemporary terrestrial civilization with an energy capability equivalent to the solar isolation on Earth between 10 to the power 16 and 10 to the power 17 watts. Okay, so yeah, and a highly advanced civilization that can basically harness all of the energy that reaches Earth's planet. For Earth is the sun. So basically, what you're saying is, if humans reach the level where we can harness like all of like everything, all of the energy without putting anything into waste, can will the influence of religions get reduced? Um, Here's the thing: influence of religions will certainly get reduced, whether we do become a type 1 civilization or not. um, it is reducing uh, as a whole, not for every place, not for places like India, for example, or some other places. But as a whole, I think it is reducing. um, So it will certainly reduce, but here's the thing, because the reasoning you're using is because we can control all the natural phenomena like earthquakes, tsunamis, etc. So I don't know if that's like, yes, this, if let's hypothetically, if humans get to the point of controlling natural phenomena like this, um, we can certainly the influence of religion will certainly be lower than it is now. But yeah, that, if that's just your question, if it's going to be low, like, yes, certainly lower than now, but it won't end. I mean, you didn't ask that, but just saying, that I don't know if religion will completely die in, I don't know how long it will take for religion to completely die. I'm not even sure if that can happen. It will get low for sure. It will get very low, I think, but not probably completely die ever. Because even now, we have explained so many things. Like, a, um, a lot of people, like in the West, I think atheists from Abrahamic backgrounds would saying like, hey, every time we discovered something, like we realized something with the help of science, people have discarded the gods. For example, let's say god of the oceans, god of volcanoes, and stuff like that. People have discarded those gods for the most part. Not everyone has done that. I mean, Hinduism is still a pagan religion. Hindus still believe in different kinds of gods and everything. So yeah, I think the influence will certainly get reduced, not to zero. I'm pretty sure there will be this small cult of people somewhere in some corner of the earth still uh, believing in all of that shit. So yeah, that's basically. I hope that answers your question. Hmm. Um, where is the? Okay. So any more questions? If so, you can just put them in the chat. But before anyone asks, like, you can all keep asking. I will just highlight certain things. Hold on a second. Where are you? Hold on. Kailash Mahavar is saying, where are you from? Well, I'm not going to completely dox myself, but I am originally from West Bengal, India. So that's where I was born. Anywho, like, I am a Bengali Indian. So that's that. So before anyone asks anything, let me just highlight this. Okay. Wait, hold on. Salva Kumar is saying something. Katie, by becoming type 1 humans will overcome the racial, religion, language barrier and be identified as human or earthlings. So, one for that day. I mean, hey, I am all for overcoming these stupid barriers. So, maybe I'm not understanding it completely. But yeah, I do hope. Like, I think we can overcome these barriers for the most part even before becoming a type 1 civilization. I think, like, and not even that far off in the future, maybe like in a couple of generations. Like, I'm a bit optimistic about the young people. I'm sorry. I am not a huge fan of boomers, but I am a bit optimistic about the young people. Not everywhere. I know a lot in some really conservative countries. The young people are in places more conservative than boomers, but somehow. But overall, I think we can overcome those in like a couple of generations, maybe a bit more, but not too long. But yeah, so what I was showing, since it's atheist day, about basically showing people like speaking up, atheists speaking up about persecution and everything. A lot of Hindus say Hinduism doesn't persecute atheists. Hinduism is pro-atheist. Hinduism is pro, like Hinduism doesn't discriminate. It's so tolerant. Hinduism is such a peaceful and tolerant religion. Just wanted to show you some verses from Hinduism. So this is the first verse. Is from here you can see Brahmanda Purana Part 1, 231:77 to 80. It's a like it's basically four verses, so stay with me on that. In the previous sorry, Swambhuva Manavatra, he had been born as part of Madhava Vishnu. For a full period of 20 years, he wandered over the earth, taking with him uh, an army along with horses, chariots, and elephants, surrounded by hundreds and thousands of brahmanas wielding weapons. He killed all the Mlekshas all around, along with all those kings, the heretics born of Shudra women. The Lord exterminates those heretics everywhere. He kills all those who are not scrupulously religious. So, yeah, I think let's skip this part on the screen because this is where the verse says the Lord kills all the irreligious people. That's us. That's me. That's a lot of people in the chat. That's atheists and certain other people. But yeah, Lord exterminates those heretics. It's not just heretics. If you see, he killed all the Mlekshas all around with all those kings, the heretics born of Shudra women. It's casteist, it's racist. Um, Mleksha, for people don't know, was the term originally used in the Vedas, the oldest Hindu scriptures. Uh, Mlekshas were used in the same way as the Greeks used the word barbarian. So originally, I mean, Mlekshas would technically mean non-Aryan in the context of Hinduism. Um, a lot of people will say, "Hey, it's um, not about race. It's about the language they were speaking," which is true. Like it's, I mean, it's not about the race part, the about the language part. It's true. Greeks use the word barbarian for people outside their civilization, and also like those who did not speak Greek. They considered those who did not speak Greek as uncivilized. The same way the early Hindus considered those who did not speak Sanskrit to be uncivilized. And guess how people knew Sanskrit? The people. It's the people of a particular group. Like back then, language and races were not like very interconnected. Like certain ethnicities spoke a certain kind of language, a certain dialect of language, which is true even today for a lot of part. Like Bengali is spoken by Bengalis, um, Punjabi is spoken by Punjabis, um, Japanese is spoken mostly by Japanese, the Japanese people. um, Mandarin is mostly spoken by Chinese people like Han. That's still true to a huge extent even today. And back then it was probably worse, like the separation between the two. So anyone outside, anyone who did not speak Sanskrit would mean anyone who did not belong to their group or civilization, or like the Hindu civilization or the land they called Aryabharta. So anyone outside that would be considered a Mleksha, because they would not know Sanskrit, they would not speak it, and they were certainly, for the most part, from a different race. There were people born within the civilization who are considered heretics according to different verses in Hinduism. But yeah, that's too much detail, irrelevant for the what we're talking about now. So yeah, Mlekshas are basically non-Aryans. So yeah, Mlekshas, heretics born of Shudra women, heretics in general, and everyone who's not scrupulously religious. So Hinduism is certainly not an atheist friendly religion. Um, Hindus don't, Hindus will not consider you that much of a mature person if you're an atheist. Like, from my personal experience at least, and from a lot of other people's experiences, we don't have much studies done. We had one study, I don't exactly remember the study, but we had this one study, I think Haris Sultan showed it on Secular Jihadists. Um, 2% of Hindus, like in India, the study was done in India, and it basically said, it, wait, let me just see, religion in India survey. See if I can get it. I think I found it, hopefully. Ah, there, I found it. Share screen. There we go. um yeah, so the general Indian population uh, is a very gnostic theist, with absolute certainty. There's like 79%, which is like around 80%, with less certainty, agnostic theist 17%, and or agnostic, I guess, do not believe in God, 3%. 3% of Indians are atheists. um for Hindus, okay, so here's the thing: Hindus, Muslims, Christians, like these are only the six primary religions in India. Kailash, I'm coming to your question in a sec. Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Sikhs, Buddhists, and Jains. So this is in order. Um, each of those sample groups have a percentage of do not believe in God. But basically, atheists, I know for the Hindu group, um, a lot of them are what they identify as Hindu atheists. I don't know which, like, honestly, which of these two groups they would belong to. But for Muslims, they're just ex-Muslim atheists. Like, if you don't believe in Allah, you're not a Muslim. I think that's like a huge sin in Islam. Very same for Christians. Six, I can see 6%. Buddhists, I'm coming to that in a bit, and Jains are extremely orthodox, 1%. For Muslims, the percentage of ex-Muslim atheists essentially are 6%. It's because India doesn't recognize atheism legally. It doesn't recognize no religion. You have to put something as your religion. That is the problem with this country. But Hindus are more orthodox about um, religion, with only 2% people from Hindu backgrounds who do not believe in God. I mean, technically, this group would include me, technically, because I am from a Hindu background. I don't consider myself Hindu. I call myself an ex-Hindu. Um, so yeah, but considering like there's no other pop like space for atheism, this is where I would be, even though I do not want to be called a non-believing Hindu. I'm not. I don't like to be called a Hindu. I'm not a Muslim either. Like, a lot of people have asked me, if I'm not a Hindu, then am I a Muslim? Like, no, I do not believe in any of this superstitious bullshit. Neither of these. For Christians, it's also 2%, 6% Buddhists, 33%, the largest number of atheists in the Buddhist community. I would really credit this percentage to Ambedkar. Um, he is the one who popularized atheism among Dalits. Um, like, he called Hinduism a disease. He called Hinduism a menace and a threat to liberty and fraternity. That's those are Ambedkar's words. The founder of, like, father of Indian Constitution, one of the founding fathers of this country. Um, so I am like, I will credit this for the most part to Ambedkar. 43% of real Buddhists. Now, we don't know, because Buddhism here has not been divided into its sects. None of the religions are. Neither has been Buddhism. So Buddhism has certain sects. Buddhism, sorry if I remember this, Mahayana, Mahayana, Hinayana. Was it Hirayana or Higayana? I don't remember the second one. Basically, upper wheel and greater wheel and lesser wheel, something like that. And then there's the Navayana, or the Neo Buddhism. Uh, the Neo Buddhism is what Ambedkar started. The Neo Buddhism movement, religion, sect, whatever you call it. I am pretty sure this is the majority. Like, the majority of these are from Neo Buddhism. I am like, I'm pretty sure, as in, okay, so I don't have data or anything to support what I'm saying, but I am willing to bet the majority of like this group are Neo Buddhists. Followers are like Ambedkarites. Not all Ambedkarites are Buddhists, I think, but yeah, Neo Buddhists are certainly Ambedkarites, because Ambedkar is the one who started that. The other Buddhists are orthodox, like the other sects. That's not what Ambedkar even liked or anything. Ambedkar, the Neo Buddhism is not even Buddhism, other than them having the figure of Buddha, which they don't exactly worship. They just think of Buddha as this really great historical figure, which I, by the way, don't believe Buddha was that good of a historical figure. I don't even believe that Buddha exists. I don't think we have enough evidence to support the existence of Buddha. um Also, I don't think he was a great guy. If you read Buddhist scriptures, Buddha was misogynistic as fuck. So I don't that's the one problem I have with Ambedkar, is that he whitewashed Buddhism. I get why he did that around that time and everything. I get all that. The only criticism is that in doing so, he kind of put a shield around the actual proper religion of Buddhism. And people started thinking, hey, Buddhism is this all lovey-dovey, like, very peaceful, tolerant religion and everything. Like, a lot of ex-Hindus even do too. Yeah, sure, is certainly more peaceful than most other religions, I would say, but it's not the best. It's extremely, extremely misogynistic. Um, yeah, but there's that. So this is what this is just the thing. I will stop sharing it. So that's that. Yeah, hold on. Kailash is asking. Kailash, could you tell us about your journey from religion to atheism? Same here. I used to consider myself a Hindu atheist, but now an ex. Oh, welcome to the dark side. But yeah, I do not. I've never considered myself a Hindu atheist. I think I've ever used that term. But yeah, let's. could you tell us about your journey from religion to atheism? Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. It is not my journey from religion to atheism as much so as my journey into atheist activism is what I think I would describe as, because I don't remember the last time I genuinely believed in a god. Um, I was skeptical about God when I was in kindergarten, because I loved. Here's the thing, right? One sec. Mm, Yeah. So I was skeptical about God when I was in kindergarten. I was not an outright atheist. I mean, in fact, I didn't even know the word atheism that young. Um, I remember I was a huge ass dinosaur lover as a kid. Like huge. I had a bunch of dinosaur encyclopedias and everything. I love dinosaurs. Um, I read in one of those books um, that reptiles are like back in when I was in like kindergarten or like the beginning of elementary school. Um, as reptiles can't live in like frigid regions like Antarctic, Arctic, or any place that's snowy. Reptiles cannot exactly survive. If I'm correct, dinosaurs didn't, and dinosaurs were reptiles. Uh, just one second, and uh, yeah, reptiles that live in colder regions become very sluggish and are mostly inactive. So they basically not there. So I remember reading that reptiles cannot do that, and I asked my family. I think it was my grandmother or someone. How come Shiva has a snake around his neck in the fucking Himalayas? Like he lives in the Himalayas. He lives in the middle of like very snowy region and everything. So how come he has that snake just chilling there? Like, come on. Like, can the snake like it's supposed to be a cobra? I don't know if cobras can survive like that. So that was one of the questions. Mm, Another thing I often wondered, because I remember watching this animated show, a movie I think as a kid. It was about like the Hindu gods and stuff. Um, and I asked, how come Vishnu is underwater? Like I don't think he can like just live underwater. Needs to breathe and everything. So that was another question. So these were basically the things that crossed my mind. I didn't think about them much back then, but at some point, like I was a huge fan of Scooby Doo, if you know the show Scooby Doo. Um, and Scooby Doo is probably a huge reason why I am an atheist, because I stopped believing in ghosts and everything. Like as a kid, especially in India, especially back then on in the place where I was raised, um, they used to make kids like get afraid of ghosts. Say like sleep now or the ghosts are going to come and something like that. And I stopped believing in ghosts in a very young age. So that was one thing, and I think I would credit that to Scooby Doo. So thanks, Scooby Doo. Another thing was I remember was like I used to watch a lot of Hollywood and other shows. Like I used to watch a lot of non-Indian, like foreign content, Hollywood, anime, stuff like that. And I used to wonder how come all these kids around the world, like because they used to say like during Christmas, Santa goes around the world giving presents to every kid, and I was like, how come we never get those? Like, we never celebrate Christmas. We don't put up a Christmas tree and everything. I don't remember to like we never did that because I was not in a Christian family, but we never did that. But like they clearly say, Santa goes around giving gifts to every kid. So what's up with that? So I remember putting up a Christmas tree when I was very young. I was like very stubborn. Like I asked my parents, "Hey, I want a Christmas tree." Um, so yeah, I was very young. I set up a Christmas tree. I got I decorated it a bit and everything. And hey, there was no Santa Claus. Like there was nothing. I never got any gifts or anything. Yeah, my parents weren't the best in that regard. um I remember another instance. I lost a tooth. um and for a long time my dad used to take out my like milk teeth when they got very very loose, and he used to take them out and throw them out. But this one time he was not home, and my teeth was like really loose, and I just kept messing with it until it came off. There was some blood. There was not a lot of blood because it was like that for a long time, but there was some blood. I remember that. And I told my mom, "Hey, this came off." And she was like, "Okay, wash your mouth. Do you want throw the tooth and everything?" And I was like, I went outside. I went to throw the tooth, but I did not, because I also like watching Hollywood and everything. I also saw like not just Hollywood, like Western animations, Western cartoons and everything. I saw this thing they used to do was the kids, when their tooth broke, they used to keep the tooth under their pillows before going to bed, and in the morning they used to see coins or like money basically in exchange of the tooth, and it was basically all credited to the tooth fairy and everything. So as a kid, what I did was I told my mom, "Yeah, I'm about to throw it." I went out, did not throw it. I came back, I kept the tooth in my pocket. I told my mom, "Yeah, I did throw it." At night before going to sleep, I kept the tooth under my pillow. I was like, "Is there a tooth fairy? How come like all of these cartoons and everything, they are telling me there's a fucking tooth fairy out there. No one ever told me that in real life. Why would they not want their kids to have free money? Like, why do they hate free money?" And so I did that. I kept the tooth under my pillow. I went to sleep. The next day I wake up, I was like, "Is there money under my bed?" I checked, and it was the same tooth from last day. And I was like, that was a fucking lie. So Tooth Fairy experiment failed again. Santa Claus experiment failed again. Um, those were certainly not real. Ghosts, I stopped believing in because of Scooby Doo. And this feeling, this not believing in these things, gradually started to make me realize, do gods even exist? And then I started doing an experiment. So every day in the morning when I used to go to school, there was like, when going out in my home, there was a picture of Kali, the Hindu goddess Kali. And my mom used to be like, "And before you go out, pray to Kali." Like, not pray in the Western sense. If any of you non-Indians watching this, she used to say basically pranam, like do a pranam, basically join your hands and just like this. Basically, it's like a, I don't know how to explain it in English, but basically a very short moment of prayer. That's it. Um, and at some point, as a kid, I was like, if I disrespect this god, like goddess, am I going to get punished for it? Because I have seen all these shows and everything, the religious ones, that if you disrespect the gods and goddesses and like the god in, like in Christianity, the god or whatever, you're gonna get punished for it. You're going to be a bad kid. And I looked at Kali. I did fold my hands to show my mom, like, okay, I am doing it. But I was like, because the picture of Kali is like she's putting her tongue out like this. And I was like doing the same thing back to her as a way of mocking her, mocking the image of Kali. As a kid, this was what I did as a kid, and I went off to school. And the entire day at school, I spent basically i- like just waiting for the time when I'm going to be struck down by lightning or whatever. Like something is bad is going to happen to me because I mocked a goddess. That's what I thought. That's what I waited the entire day in school. Okay, something bad is going to happen to me. I want to see what happens. If I do end up seeing a fucking goddess, I'm going to be like, hey, this was an experiment. I needed to make sure if you're real. But I needed to try this. I want to know that you're real. Now that I know, maybe, okay, sure, I'm religious. But hey, nothing happened. And I was like, okay, maybe the goddess was like, this is a kid. Yeah, kids can do like weird shit. And I basically started doing that same thing every day. That was my daily routine back then, like at the beginning of elementary school, around that time. So then every day I was like, hey, this has got to be annoying to her at some point of time, right? Like I am mocking her on a daily basis. It's not a one time thing. I'm doing this on a daily basis, and this nothing is happening to me. So I am waiting for this every day in school. Like, hey, is something gonna happen? Is something gonna happen? No. And then I was like, I didn't come to the conclusion that okay, gods don't exist right then. I did not come to the conclusion to that right then. But what I thought was, okay, you know what? Maybe the gods are like, hey, these are just kids doing this. They are like stupid. So yeah, don't like just nothing's gonna happen. So I was like that as a kid. I was like, okay, maybe don't really care about kids doing all this shit because I didn't know the word blasphemy. But what I did would technically be considered blasphemy. So I was like that, and then I remember one day, not that this was not the first time happening, but this is one of the earliest instances that I remember. I accidentally stepped on a piece of newspaper, and my mom immediately went like, "Hey, how dare you step on a newspaper?" And I was like, "Hey, that was my mistake." But she was like, "You should never step on books because books and papers and anything that gives you information is Saraswati, which is the Hindu goddess of learning." And I was like, "Cool." So she was like, "Yeah, you. That's not going to like apologize. Basically, apologize to the paper." And I was, like, "I did not do that intentionally. I'm not going to apologize to a fucking paper." And she was very insistent on that. Um, okay, hold on. uh, Kailash is saying, when I was Hindu, I was not very religious, but also not confident enough to reject the notion of God. But after extensive first-hand study on various things, now I'm an agnostic atheist. I'll come to that. And pink waving, hello, Ishan. But coming back to this, yeah, so I was like, I'm not going to do that. And I also thought, hey, does it matter if I don't? Because I already tried mocking the goddess on various occasions and nothing happened to me. So it's either like they don't exist, which I didn't think of that at uh, back then, but or they don't care about kids. So now I'm still a kid. This doing this is not going to do shit. These were some of my first moments of blaspheming, and at some point I became sick of traditions because whenever elders used to come, there's this tradition of, hey, touch your elder's feet, and I was like, I'm not going to do that. That sounds so that just looks so dumb. And I'm like, I am not going to follow all these traditions. And at some other point I was like, so every year during Saraswati Puja they used to make the kids sit in a room filled with smoke and everything, and I hated smoke since I was a kid. One of the biggest reasons probably would be my dad smoking all the fucking time in front of me, but I hated smoke. And I was like, don't want to stay in this room filled with smoke and nothing else, and this person just chanting shit in some random ass language that I don't understand, Sanskrit basically. I'm not going to do that. At some point, I stopped going to these Saraswati Puja events in the neighborhood. Um, I stopped following traditions. I stopped doing the pranam whenever I saw a temple or a shrine around me. I stopped doing all this. I was like, I don't want to. That was my home, and in my school, I was in a Catholic school. I was in a Catholic school since kindergarten, and we used to pray every day, at least twice. Actually, it became three times later on, but we used to pray like the Catholic prayers, Our Father, and everything. And I was like, these don't make sense. And I was like, why is it always Our Father? Who is the Father? Because I was being raised as a Hindu at home, and then the Catholicism in school. So the single God, like the Father God, that didn't make sense. I'm like, aren't there supposed to be multiple gods? Is this Christian God just one of those gods? I knew some people who were like, oh, all gods are the same. The Hindu God, like the Bhagavan, Ishwar, whatever, and the Christian God, they're all Allah for Muslims. They're all the same being, and I'm like, that don't make sense. How does Hinduism has this one god, and then there are like this bunch of other gods and everything? Basically, it did not make sense to me. And in some point, I was like, it's too much of a drag standing up and praying to a Christian god. And I was like, yeah, I don't think I want to do this anymore either. There's nothing happening to me. There's nothing, absolutely nothing happening. And at some point, I just stopped believing. I was like, I don't think I believe this. I remember every time, like after I stopped, like I think I was around 7 years old when I stopped believing. I went to my grandparents. My grandmother asked me to pray to Lord Shiva, and I was like, I don't want to. I'm not going to do it. And I mocked the gods and everything. I literally mocked the gods. Like I was very aggressive in speaking against them. I used to make fun of them as a kid. And my grandmother used to pray, oh, they're like just a little kid. Please forgive, God, please forgive them and everything. So my grandmother used to pray for that, and I was like, no, that's bullshit. Um, I don't think anything's going to happen. Like, why do you need to pray for? Like, is your God not aware? Like, I don't know. Basically, I was not thinking that much. I was like, I don't believe in this stuff, and that's how I grew. And at some point, I think when I was around 10 years old, I heard my mom call me a Gnostic, because before that I did not know what being an atheist is. I knew I don't believe in gods. I did not know that not believing in God is its own thing. Like I did not know this, like this thing called atheism. That's not something I was aware of back then. And uh, Ishan is saying happy atheist day, happy atheist day, Ishan. But yeah, so at that point, I just stopped believing completely. Uh, my mom called me a Gnostic, so that's when I got to know the term Gnostic, meaning atheist. I mean, it doesn't exactly means atheist. The word Gnostic, but it's very close. I don't want to get into the difference right now, but yeah. Um, so I got to know the word Gnostic. I was like, hey, I'm a Gnostic. I did not know that you could be not a Hindu. I did not call myself a Hindu atheist or Hindu Gnostic or whatever. I did not have that concept. I did not have that idea in my brain back then. I just knew I don't believe in God. When I was growing up, I think I just got into high school, uh, in Western terms. Um, I was my science tutor. My science tutor was the first other atheist I personally met. I mean, technically, my grandfather was also an atheist. Like, my grandfather still doesn't believe in a god. He is not the most religious person. He does occasionally, he's not an activist or anything. He just doesn't believe. That's my grandfather. I think that could be the result of him being from a very religious country. My grandfather is not the nicest person. He's not the, like, just because he's an atheist doesn't mean he's the nicest person. But he's an atheist. He doesn't believe. He's from Bangladesh. He grew up in Bangladesh. He studied in Bangladesh even like for his university. Bangladesh is a very religious country. He was and it was religious when he was there. So I think that might have affected his view on religion. But basically, he's an atheist too. Uh, oh my gosh, this person is speaking dumb shit in the chat. I'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, so I other than my grandfather, because I did not exactly know my grandfather doesn't believe in a god, but other than him, my science tutor was the first atheist I met. Um, my science tutor now is not there anymore. He has passed away um, during the beginning of COVID. So yeah, he's not there anymore, but he was the first atheist I met. He taught me the term atheist. He was because during his classes we used to have debates. I used to have debates with my classmates on the existence of God. I was like, gods don't exist, and I did not have the most like the best atheistic arguments back then. I was like, what? I was a teenager back then. I was in my mid teens. I was like 15. No, I was not even 15. I was like 13 or 14 back then when I was debating this shit. I did not have like 10 years ago, 8 to 10 years ago, and I did not have the most profound arguments or anything. I was like, I don't believe in God. No one has ever seen one. No one has ever experienced one. No one has done anything. And they used to make the same arguments. Well, no one has ever seen, like, no one alive right now has like seen Winston Churchill or anything. Which I don't know. Like, has anyone who has seen Winston Churchill alive is still alive? I don't know. I think I would assume there are people who have seen him alive. Uh, um, but yeah, so basically that was their arguments. No one has seen Winston Churchill. I'm like, and in one of those debates, my tutor interrupted. He was very interested, and he was like, he was on my side. He was being an atheist. He was like, hey, but these are the arguments on atheism, to my classmates, and they did not have a counter argument because obviously he was my science tutor. He had better arguments than I did as a teenager, but I was very impressed. I was very impressed with him. Um, his reasons for being an atheist were like, even him, like most atheists don't become atheists for very logical reasons. People become atheists for various reasons. A lot of them do for personal reasons. Not everyone has to become an atheist for logical reasons. He did not become an atheist for logical and rational thinking. He became an atheist for a very personal reason. But later on, he did form logical and rational reasoning around surrounding his atheism. So he was a staunch as atheist. He did not believe in Hinduism. He was like very atheistic, and I we were very similar, like in the disbelief of God. So he was the first atheist I met, and for many years to come, he was probably the only atheist I met. Um, in college, I got uh, more into atheism because I saw a lot of people were very religious in my college, and I hated religion. Um, Even in high school, at some point when I was not believing in God, I was kind of respectful towards religion because I was one of those people who was like, hey, religions teach love and everything. They don't teach hate. Every religion teaches love, as yada yada yada. I used to believe in that stuff like around like the beginning of high school. But at some point, when I started, like, hey, you know what? I'll actually go ahead and read the religious books and just see. And I was like, oh my gosh, this shit is horrible. Like the Bible, Quran, Hadiths, the Vedas, Puranas, anything. Religious scripture, horrible. Um, and in college, I got to many online Facebook forums and everything about atheists and everything. That's when I came across Atheist Republic as well. Um, Basically, working like talking with atheists from around the world. I never knew there were so many atheists around the world until then. Because until then, the only atheists I knew were myself and my tutor, and maybe my grandfather, but that's not really a focus. Like that was never focused on. So like that was mentioned offhand on two occasions, maybe like, oh, you're like your grandfather, he doesn't believe in God too. So nothing much, but basically us three, my grandfather, my tutor, and myself, we are the only atheists in my life until then. And I was like, there are so many atheists around the world, and I started uh, talking to more and more atheists online, and I started watching more and more atheist YouTubers. um, I think the first YouTuber I watched was Genetically Modified Skeptic, then Cosmic Skeptic, Rationality Rules, Atheist Republic, Apostate Prophet. These were some of the first atheist YouTubers I watched. I started watching them, and gradually I got more into the atheist community, and that's how I became an atheist activist. Later on, I was like, hey, this like need to do something, because I was like, all these people are talking about Christianity and Islam, because most of them are from the West. They don't know anything about Hinduism. Meanwhile, I am seeing news, the rise of Hindutva and the rise of all this bullshit in India. And I was like, no one's talking about Hinduism. Hinduism is not the best religion out there. And I wanted to be a voice that also exposes Hinduism. Christianity, Islam, all bad, sure. But the third largest religion is Hinduism. The next religion after Christianity and Islam, people were talking about Judaism. Sure, go ahead. But third largest religion, Hinduism, was being ignored at large. So I wanted to start a conversation on Hinduism. I wanted Hinduism as a religion to be exposed. That is not that different from any other religion. Like it is different in some ways, but not that different. But that was my journey into atheist activism, basically. I went for a long fucking time. But Kailash, I hope this answers your question. Now, next, this person, Christ brings a sword. Uh, Praise the Lord, your destruction is near. Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior. His kingdom comes. Um, my destruction is near. I hope uh like Jesus comes and says this to me himself, perhaps. Like who are you to say this? Like can't your Lord like come and say this to me himself? Like he like I feel like the fact that you are coming to me instead of like him directly giving me a message makes me think he's extremely afraid of me, you know. His kingdom comes, yeah, if his kingdom means his dick, that is. um Consider yourself a lump of uncooked red dough, pontificating how there's no such thing as an oven or a creator. You're just making like the watchmaker argument there. Like seriously, you're just making the watchmaker argument. Do you know what that watchmaker argument is? I don't think you do, else you wouldn't be saying this bullshit. uh, but yeah, do I want to debate you? I don't think I want to debate you. No, it's boring debating like Christians. They're like not the best people when it comes to arguments. Um, it makes God happy when you mock the false idols of Hindus. Um, Here you go. I'll fucking mock Yahweh. No way. Yahweh. Uh, Hold on. Your God is a pathetic genocidal maniac. Your God is God who drowns people around the world. Like your God is an insane. Like if your God was real, he would be in jail. He should be in jail. Your God is one of the most more immoral. Your God is one of the most immoral fictional characters to have ever existed in any piece of fiction. I'm going to mock every god, not just the false idols of Hinduism. Your God is not any more true than Hindu gods. Christianity is bullshit. Gnostic means you believe you're a god? No, it does not. I mean, hey, hey, I think I could be a nice goddess. I think I would make a better god than your god. Like seriously, I mean, have you read your holy book? It's not that great. Praise the Lord, your destruction is no, it isn't. Your religion's destruction is near. Your religion is not going to survive many years. Um, what else is there? Secret. I guess all my atheists marry each other and have separate country. Uh, I mean, you can't really ask people to marry. Like, people will marry who they like. I have had theistic partners before. It depends. Like, it depends on the kind of person. Not every religious person is a bad person. They can be very secular religious people. Atheists can marry whoever they like. I mean, I don't think being having an atheist country is that good. I think the best kind of the best would be a secular country, as I don't think practicing religion should be. That's this is just not realistic. All mates marry each other and have separate country. That's just not a realistic thing. Also, that would probably, if every atheist went to just one country, I think that would probably not be beneficial for the world as a whole. Like the world is not going to survive all those countries full of religious people without any opposition to their religious bullshit. So I don't think that's going to be a that beneficial for the world. Are you gay? Oh hell yay. Um I am trans and I am pansexual. I mean, I'm not gay as in I'm not a guy who likes guys. That's not what I am. But like you can just say I'm queer. I'm trans and pansexual. I'm also demi-romantic. um use condom, stop population in India, have great orgasm. Hey, I am not populating India. Don't call me. Like don't like it's the boomers. It's them who did all the shit and them who are doing this. It's also the religious people, the Muslims and the Hindus. They keep producing more and more children, so that's not good. But actually, you know what? Oh my gosh, my hair. You know what though? Like I think I was reading it somewhere that India's population curve is going to flatten out very soon. Like India is almost at its peak, so it's going to like surpass China. I think it already has. India probably already has surpassed China in the last week or something, and the curve is going to flatten out because India will soon reach the peak population and it will start reducing within a few years. So that. Kailash is agreeing to something. I don't know what though. Uh, well, I hope you're agreeing to something good. Christ brings a savior saying, "You're blind to the truth. Soon there will be no banks. You'll live under communism. You'll own nothing. You'll eat the bugs." Oh my gosh. It's fucking Red Scare. Bullshit. Christ, let me just guess. You're from the US, aren't you? You're blind to the truth. Be no bang. You're a fucking moron. Christ brings a sword. Like, yeah, sure, I'm blind to the truth. Meanwhile, you go and follow like whatever bullshit you want. Um, no need of atheist country. I agree. We need more secular countries. Having one atheist country is actually like this suggestion. Like, not that like a secular country is the best. I don't need an atheist country, but this suggestion is not going to help. And have separate all atheists in one country, that's not a good thing. I do find trans, I don't know what that's. mm, I am not going to. No, that's okay. Kailash, this is a problematic take. this is a very chaser like take. I don't know. Of course, I am not reading your mind. I don't know what you meant. May, I am hoping you did not mean it like that. I'm not going to like just um talk bullshit about you because of this, but it's not the best of takes. It's a very chaser like take. So yeah, is there any psychological reason for what? Psychological reason for what? Being trans? I mean, I don't know. I'm not scientist. I am not aware of everything. I'm just trans. I have known I have trans before I knew I'm an atheist. Like before became an atheist. So I don't know. I did not know the word trans. If you want to, by the way, follow trans content like queer related content, you can check out my other channel, which is Black Cat. Hold on, I think I'll give out the link. Actually, I'll just share the screen. So if you want queer related content or personal, more of my personal stuff, you can check out this channel. This is also my channel. So this is more of me just discussing about me being trans, my HRT and everything. So if you want to know about this, you can go check out this channel. But yeah, secular country is possible, but I mean, of course, secular country is possible. There are secular countries in existence, like today. So I know it's possible. When you hate God, you find freaks attractive. Mm, what? Um, your God is the biggest freak out there. Christ wings of sword. Let me just break your bubble. Your God genocides people in the Bible. Your God is the biggest freak there is. Genocided the entire fucking population, save couple of people with two of every animal he knew to exist. Not every single animal, the animals that he knew. So according to your Bible, the actions that your God committed are signs that your God is the biggest freak out there. Um, there's no hate like Christian love. Like I hope everyone knows the saying. There's no hate like Christian love. Your opinion, Andrew Tate. He's a moron. Okay, no. I don't know if he is a moron. He seems like a moron. He does a lot of things that would um, make someone assume he's a moron. And I would like to think he's a moron. But he has also done things that are quite ingenious in ways. Hold on, let me just share Andrew Tate's Twitter and let's judge him. Right. So there is Andrew Tate's Twitter. There we go. Can you all see? This is Andrew Tate's Twitter account. Um, so l- he was he tried to fucking share this on teenager and he got arrested. It's not the smartest person out there. I don't know if he's a complete moron though. Like have you like seen this tweet? I don't know how long ago was that tweet exactly. Um, he sounds so cringe. His Twitter account is full of cringe. Like, okay, how old was that tweet? Okay, look at this. My whole life has been war. That is the difference between me and everyone else. I have knife scars. I have 87 profession. Now I'm in a Romanian jail. I succeed and achieve regardless. Is he calling like being in a Romanian jail a success? Because the last time I checked, he got into a Romanian jail because he did not recycle his pizza boxes. So, and that is why yeah, he's like so full of himself. Oh my gosh, this entire Twitter feed is so cringe. I really want that particular tweet. Um, I can't find it. How old is that tweet? Hold on, I'll just Google it up. Andrew Day. What, uh, there it is. Hold up. There it is. This tweet. I was awoken last night when I see chill and I identified a ghost in my prison cell. He was terrified and begged me not to annihilate. I sent him back to hell with a message for the demons. I'm always ready. This is the shit he tweets. I mean, I don't think he is tweeting all this shit because he's in jail. Maybe one of his like fans, another like an incel, someone like, but he is doing this kind of shit. It's like, have you seen the meme? Like, there's so many memes on this dude. Like, he's not the most sane person on in this world for sure. Like, that's for sure. He seems like such a moron. Like, he just uh, succeeded in conning a bunch of people. But yeah, he's extremely misogynistic, extremely homophobic, transphobic, everything. Actually, I don't know. He is homophobic, but there are things he has done which kind of implies he might be gay. So I don't know. But yeah, Andrew Tate, not a good person, shithead moron. Like, he has been able to con people very successfully, but he's probably a moron for the most part. Christ brings the sword. God will never forgive you, so why should I care if God throws you into everlasting torment? Once again, no hate like Christian love. Like, Christ brings a sword, like another thing. Like, there is no hell. Like, I don't know. Would you like to debate in from the chat maybe? Um, why do you think God is real? Christ brings a sword. Why do you think God is real? Is there any particular reason that you think God is real? I mean, I am probably wasting my time even asking you, but well, is there any particular reason you think God is real? Oh, no man is here. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you live. Hey, it's fine. I have been live for well over an hour at this point. But yeah, we're just discussing certain things. So, uh, just like I was talking about, like how I became an atheist, and certain other things before that. But yeah, glad to see you here, no man. No drinks. I have a drink. Yeah, it's mango juice. I'm not going to drink alcohol in every stream now. Okay, Christ brings the sword is replying to me. There is only one explanation why you're here, and it's because you have a creator. But like Frankenstein, you want to kill your creator. Frankenstein was the name of the scientist, the doctor, not the monster. The monster was Frankenstein's monster. Um, that aside, there is only one explanation why I'm here, and that was because my parents had sex without a condom. That's the explanation. And I didn't kill myself. That's the explanation that I am here today. So, yeah, no, God is not the only explanation that I am here. That's just completely wrong. There is no reasoning. You're just saying there is one explanation. You're not putting any reasoning behind why you're saying this. This is not how a debate works. Like, what the fuck? Well, one day maybe you can tell my story. Wait, your story? You became. No, man. Do you want to come on air and talk about why you became an atheist? Maybe you can if you want to. I don't like. I have time. I still have time, so I can host a couple of people, I guess. I'm not drinking alcohol. As I said, I'm not going to drink alcohol every day. That's just not the healthiest thing to do. I was drinking alcohol the last stream because I had leftover alcohol at home. I'm drinking mango juice. It's obvious. What is obvious? I am atheist, but I don't support LGBT. I mean, I never said all atheists are rational now, have I? You don't support LGBT. That's your problem. You're homophobic and transphobic. Like, you're just queerphobic. That's your problem. Um, I don't think all atheists are rational. I know there are atheists who are pretty far right. I know atheists who are like extremely shitty people. um, you don't support what's your Ishan, what's your reasoning behind not supporting LGBT, if I may hear? Like, if you're still here, if you're still watching an LGBT person um, talking about atheism, I would like to ask you, what's your reasoning behind not supporting it? Fuck, Christ brings a sword, he is here, crap. Are you not tired of getting roasted? Oh wait, he's on AR. He is? I did not know. I've never seen him. Damn. I mean, with goddess later trap and patient with shit takes like this, I am sure he's gonna get roasted like absolutely anywhere other than like his own little bubble of American evangelicals, maybe. Christ brings a sword. Are you an evangelical? Like, what sect are you? Like, evangelical, fundamentalist, Mormon? I don't think a Mormon would be here. Anyway, like, what sect are you? Catholic? Whatever. I will one day. My anxiety is high today. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. That's completely fine. I do support. I'm guessing you mean you do support LGBT. Thank you. Uh, okay. Whatever. I would like to know his reasoning though, because I'm sure there's no proper reason for what it, uh I am sure there's no proper reasoning for this take, but I would like to know, just because I like to torture myself. Yep, most of us roast him. I'm sure he gets roasted. Oh hey, look at this. I am Hindu, but I support LGBT. Well, glad to have you here, Dharma Persona. Hey, I am an ex-Hindu and I am an atheist, but I do think there. there can be good religious people and there can be very shitty atheists. So if you're a Hindu and you do support LGBT, just means you're not a shitty person in that regard. You're a decent person. Doesn't matter what religion you are. I may disagree with you on your religion, but I'm glad you're here, uh, open to supporting different people and stuff. So hey, I'm honestly saying, as anti-religion as I am, I will take a Hindu, a pro LGBT Hindu over an anti LGBT atheist any day of the week, like any day. It depends though. I hope you're not like a radical Hindu or anything. So I hope that. But yeah, you can't roast me because I'm banned from all atheist channels. Praise the Lord, I have returned from the grave. Um, oh my gosh. I mean, I don't know. Like it depends. I don't know if I will ever ban you, but because you just seem entertaining right now, I'll let you stay here for the time being and let you entertain me. Maybe I'm not going to ban you right away. If you go too far with some things, maybe I will. But right now, I think you're entertaining, so you can stay here. All right. Um, I'm the only interesting person on your show. Okay. I mean, yep. You certainly have the worst takes right now. So, I mean, you have the dumbest takes. Probably like you have the dumbest takes. Probably distant second is Ishan. Uh, Dumbest takes ranking number one, Christ brings the sword. Number two, Ishan Newari. Um, because all LGBT weak. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Have you seen? Hold on. There are certain trans men bodybuilders. Hold up. This him. Ishan, do you think this guy is weak? Do you think this guy is weak? Like, I would assume with your comment that you would see a guy like this and you would consider him strong. Do you think this guy is weak? I'm sure he can break you in half, perhaps. Or me. I'm not especially attracted to macho men, but this guy doesn't look that weak. I know not all bodybuilders are like extremely strong and stuff. Like there's a lot of things. Like bodybuilders don't have the healthiest diets. So, but that guy, that just proves this entire comment here. is Ishan is saying yes. Ishan, once again, I don't know what you mean by weak, but physically, I don't think I would like to. I would like to know if you would arm wrestle any of these people over here, any of them. You're an adventure seeker who likes to play close to the flame. I don't play. You're an adventure seeker. Um, no, but yes, I don't know. Am I? playing close to the flame. What's the flame? What is the flame? If you say the flame is your god, then the flame doesn't exist. uh so there's no playing close to the flame. The flame is dumb people like you, the all of the lot of you ruining the world. That is a bunch of sticks covered in pitch is used to. I know what a faggot means. I know what it means. Christ brings a sword. I know where it comes from, and I know that you're a homophobic asshole. But well, you just confirmed it that you're a homophobic asshole. I mean, not that I had any doubts. Like, you are kind of genocidal. So, um, hashtag fuck Andrew Tate. I mean, yeah, he's gone. I don't think he's he can rot in a fucking Romanian jail cell. Um, LGBT man are strong. Are you sure? Are you sure? Like this is not. Are you sure this is not a troll account? This is just cringe. These comments are just too cringe. Like I don't know. I feel like this is a troll account. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not, but it's just so fucking cringe. Christ brings a sword saying you're going in the fire. No man saying I want to burn in that flame. I am the fire. Christ brings a sword. I am the fire. My anxiety is worse than flames. Yep, I can completely relate to this. Anxiety is worse than flames. Uh, Dharma person, Ishan, you do not become strong by muscles. You become strong by bhakti alone. I disagree, but hey, I would love to see. So we have um homophobic atheist versus gay friendly Hindu. This is going somewhere. Muscles are illusion, bhakti is reality. Um, no one is saying lol. LOL. Uh, Kailash. Ishan Nawari, man, strong physically, but let me make you insecure. Yeah, have you studied about the sexual potential of women? I mean, here's the thing: men are stronger in comparison physically, on average. Yes, on average, that's a reality. Like physically talking about, yeah, that is true. I am a feminist, but I do believe in certain realities. Like men are strong physically on average. There are men who are weaker than there certain women. There are certain women who are stronger than certain men. On average, how averages work, men are physically stronger. Yes. About the sexual potential of women. Mm, I mean, yeah, women do have the in general sexual strength. The only problem with that is like women do have that is just the way historically women have been reduced to nothing but sexual beings has is creating problems even today. So yeah, even though women do have that potential, I don't think that's the best thing in today's political climate point out. I don't know. Like that's the simple fact that the sexualization of women without consent and consensual sexualization is creating problems even today. Salman Haider is saying, greetings, we need skepticism, a very delicate thing indeed. What are your suggestions for enhancing objective thinking? People are at large smitten by irrational popular opinions for strategy. Education. Mm, Teaching kids logical reasoning, critical thinking uh, at very young age. I think you can teach kids, elementary school kids, logical thinking in ways that are fun. It doesn't have to be boring. You have to teach kids from when they're like at elementary school and stuff. Mathematics is one of the most logical subjects we learn. So mathematics is very logical. If you study things like probability, inductive reasoning and stuff, those are very like a lot of logical thinking goes into that. So I think you can just make certain kinds of thinking like as fun and teach them to kids. Start teaching logical and critical thinking to kids, and as you grow up, teach them more and more stuff. So I think that's the best way to enhance objective thinking in the society. I think that's the best. Also diversity. I think diversity is the best weapon against conservatism. So introduce kids to more diverse subjects, like a diversity of race, a diversity of genders, a diversity of everything. So that would be the best strategy. Kids would become less conservative if they are in a more diverse culture. Kids being taught objective critical thinking from an elementary age, that's very critical in raising them to be rational adults. And no forcing. Here's the thing about kids are not going to do anything they are forced to. So that's just a thing about kids. If you force kids to do anything, they are most likely to hate it. So if you're forcing atheism on your kids, they are probably going to hate it. Do not force anything, even if it's like, oh, if you're an atheist, you're like trying to make your kid an atheist. Don't do that. Teach them objective thinking, teach them critical thinking, and let them get to atheism in their own pace. Don't push atheism on them or anything like that. Just teach these to kids and let the kids come to their own conclusions. What you can do best is you can teach kids these skills, and then you can ask them questions and see how they're using these objective critical thinking skills to reach to a conclusion. You don't need to um, attack. You don't need to be like, okay, your conclusion is wrong. Don't do that. uh, what you can do is teach the kids critical thinking, then ask the kids to use that thinking to reach a certain conclusion on a certain topic. See how they're reaching to that conclusion, see how they're using their critical thinking, see that. And if the kid reaches a conclusion that you don't agree with, don't go on like, oh, your conclusion is wrong. Go like, I disagree with your conclusion. I disagree on this because of this line of reasoning. And then then see what the kid is saying. Don't make this all this like, I am explaining this in a very boring way. If I explain like this to a kid, the kid is not going to like it. So we need to make it more fun. We need to make it more fun for the kids. But basically, this is the gist of how I think it should be. But yeah, is saying a grades or grassroots elementary upbringing? Yeah, in a fun way. In a fun way. Christ brings a sword is saying, imagine yourself hanging by your eyebrows with the um um this is very much a Hindu hell. This is creamy bhujan. This is isn't that creamy bhujan the Hindu hell? Hmm. Christ brings a sword. I think you're committing heresy because what you described is a hell in Hinduism. So much love, so much Christian love in this comment. Ishan is saying acha. I don't know what you're saying acha to. Your top three favorite books of all time and reason. I actually need to think about it. I don't know, to be honest. I read a lot of novels. and manga. So I mostly read like I have read some nonfiction. I actually need to think about this. I can't say anything right on top of my head right now. I never thought about this like this, so I don't think I uh, can. No, I don't think I can. Say sorry, Salman. I don't think I can answer this at the moment. But I will think about this. Actually, I need to think about this. Huh. I will think about this. No man is saying One Piece. Yes, One Piece is one of my favorite pieces of fiction for sure. Um, I don't know if Salman meant that fiction. I don't know what Salman exactly meant. But if you're going by fiction, One Piece is certainly up there. One Piece is my favorite manga. It is a series of books. It's a series of manga, so that's there. But it's certainly there. If you're talking about fiction, I don't. It could be my top three actually, but it's certainly up there. Your experience in hell may vary, but you are unable to redecorate it to your desire. Um, Here's the thing: Christ brings a sword. With all the atheists and scientists that have been like, let's just resume. Let's just resume Christianity is real. I don't know how it can be because it logically makes zero sense. But let's assume Christianity is real. If it is, devil is Satan. Lucifer is probably the chillest guy there is. The first humanist, according to Christianity. Lilith, which Christianity doesn't exactly mention, was the first feminist. Um, with all the scientists and atheists, other people who have been to hell by now in all these years, I am pretty sure hell has been air conditioned and it's probably a really good place to live in. Better than heaven. Rejecting the truth is like having sex with a. Uh, I'm not going to say that. It's and saying it can only get better, but you're wrong. It gets worse. I mean, here's the thing. Christ brings a sword. You're only making these claims without any reasoning. You don't bring out any explanations. All you do is make claims with zero explanations. Now, if you don't want to explain them, sure, but you are also going to get trolled for that. Hail commun. I don't agree. I'm not a communist, and I do not agree to military. What do you mean by military atheism? Like militant atheism? If you just mean like atheist activism, yeah, I agree. I am not a communist, but I don't know what you mean by other military atheism. Considering you're putting it in the same line as communism, I hope it's not something like what Mao did. But yeah, I don't agree completely. No problem. Thanks for your detailed response. Overlooks a bit filthy megalomaniac comments. You're amazing. Thank you, Salman. Thanks a lot. Um, well, I don't know how to take compliments. I'm very awkward socially. So, but thank you. But yeah, this megalomaniacs are making it fun right now in the comments. I would. Um, Hey, King is here. Did you read the recent one? I did, but I am not discussing One Piece other than politics in it in this channel. Okay, so this channel is more for political and religious stuff. Personal stuff is in my other channel that I just showed some time ago. Fuck Jesus, fuck Ram Krishna, fuck Muhammad. As much as I Don't like Ishan. I agree with these three statements at least. That's all. That's probably the most I will ever agree with Ishan. But well, well. Um, Christ brings a sword. I lay down my sword for a moment to as a sinner on earth at the eve of uh what so I'm guessing Christ brings a sword. You're not a Catholic because if you say you accept Jesus as your savior and like so can anyone else should, but like they would be absolved of their sins in Catholicism, but you don't think you also you think you deserve. I don't know. I actually don't know. Christ brings a sword. Which sect of Christianity do you belong to? Like Catholicism, Evangelicalism, like Mormonism? What which sect? I'm a bit curious to know actually. Uh, Extremely disagree. You, Ishan, if you want to make me disagree, you don't even need to bring LGBT there. I don't agree with killing theists. I don't agree with killing religious people just because they are religious. So yeah, I am not a fucking fascist dictator. I'm not pro dictatorship. I'm not pro fascism, and I'm not pro genocide. So you don't need to even bring. I don't know. Maybe. So unless this is a troll account, which is very bad trolling, Ishan. Earlier I said you are a distant second greatest idiot in the live chat, next to Christ brings a sword. But with this comment, you have proved that you are on par with Christ brings a sword because, hold on, let me just bring that up here. Congratulations, Ishan. You are on the same level of morality. You, an atheist, are on the same level of morality as this genocidal Christian right here. I'm not in fucking God's not. Yep, yep. Okay, I can agree. I mean, wait. Jesus is a femboy. Like, come on. Have you seen Jesus? He I think Jesus would make a very cute femboy. Come on. By the way, those headphones look cute as fuck. Thank you. Thank you, King. I believe the King James and I'm not I mean I assumed you're not Catholic. I'm just saying is there so you're not like you're not sectarian? So you're like you don't belong to any sect. You just believe the uh King James Bible. Hold on. Okay. Since you said you believe in the King James Bible, King James fucking okay. What are you what? You said your hail communism and military atheism means killing all theists and LGBT. You are basically calling for a genocide, which makes you no different than the Christian who was also calling for genocide. Jesus. Oh my gosh. Um, I read the Bible. Okay, okay. We'll come to that. Hold on. The New Testament, aka the Gospel, is very militaristic, has pretty graphic warnings and genocidal slurs. Just look at this language he's using. And I am pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember. I did read the Bible cover to cover once, but that was like years ago. I was a kid. I was like a teenager probably back then. So It's not because I was religious, I was just curious what's in the Bible. I did not understand the entirety of the Bible, but I do remember things. And yeah, I Bible is not a good book. KGV is, I know, King James version, of course. Bible, there's so many different kinds of Bible. You just pick and choose. Like it's very cherry picking. Like it's cherry picking. You read the Bible only. You read one particular version of the Bible. That's called cherry picking. Bible. We can also. Oh my gosh. Hold on. For King James, I will go and assume Christ brings a sword, takes the Bible very literally. So considering he did not like he thinks genocide is fine in certain occasions. Um, let's just go. Cat, I'm having. I'm glad you're having fun, Oman. But let me just bring up the Bible. There it is. Let me find which verse was it. Hold on, I'll just share my screen. There, King James Bible, Genesis. I hope y'all can see this. But hold up. Um, I don't remember the number of the verse, so I actually have to manually look for that. Can't find that verse actually. Hold on. Uh, was it in the next chapter? Okay, I'm sorry, I can't find it. I can't find the exact verse, but the part which I am referring to is in Genesis. The Bible once says that God created man and the animals. Then God saw the man was getting bored and shit, and then he created the woman from Adam's ribs to accompany him. And then another verse, in the Bible, it says God created man and woman together. So I know why that is. The reason why that is because God created man and woman first. It's written like that because the first time the female referred to is Lilith in the original version, like not the Bible, but the original like Jewish scriptures and shit. But later on, the second time God refers to that, it's referring to Eve, not Lilith. So I know the actual reason behind it, but I wonder what this moron thinks. Genocide is why we're ruled. Not, loving Christian justifying genocide. Dawkins was a bit too hard over the Torah, considering the book Revelation of New Testament. It is at least 10 times far more dangerous than the. Hmm. Actually have not read the Jewish Torah. I do have a friend who would know more about this than I do. I actually interviewed her some time ago. You can go in my channel and see. I think the name of the video was. Hold on, let me just check. Yeah, apostasy from Judaism. So I interviewed an ex-Jew there. I don't think we talked about this, but we talk about some Jewish stuff and everything. So you can go and check that out. That was a long time ago, actually. Okay. Look at the American Midwest and the caves built into cliffs to avoid. Yeah. You know, America has not been mentioned in the Bible once. Not even once. They did not know America existed when they wrote the Bible. What the fuck are you talking about? Are you talking about the Book of Mormon or something? I mean, that's very American centric, right? What the what the fuck are you even talking? What? I have no idea what's that got to do with anything. I didn't even know what that exactly meant, but whatever, I guess. Mythologies, by very fundamental definition, are not meant not to make sense. Jewish myths are derived from Mesopotamian myths. These had a different function, not to be literally entertained. Um, I am not sure. I think myths, like mythology, like in Mesopotamia, they did not have the word myth, like they did not have that etymology. I don't know if those were like for different, like they were. I'm sure they did believe in their myths literally as their history. That's how religions like explained things when they couldn't find any other way. But whatever. I mean, yeah, Jewish myths are derived from Mesopotamian myths. Like, Yahweh was a minor god in pagan proto Judaism, I guess. I don't remember. There's some particular name for the Yahwehism, like Yahweh, the Judaic god, the Judeo Christian, the Abrahamic god Yahweh, or Allah in Islam, was first became a monotheistic, or was it is it called hedotheistic? I don't remember. Like basically one major god and all other minor gods, but became a major monotheistic kind of god, like in pre-Judaic Yahwehism, I guess. And then he was kind of not the major god in a pagan religion that existed before that. So Yahweh, like the idea of Yahweh existed, he was just not a major god. Um, I have Christ brings a sword. You have not answered a single thing I have asked you. You have been making random ass nonsensical claims and questions that don't mean anything at all. Bye. Bye bye, homophobic person. David versus Goliath ended the giant problem after David. Goliath's brothers were the remaining. We don't have a giant problem because. No, we don't have a giant problem because of Odin. I'll make the claim we don't have a giant problem because of Odin. Odin made the promise not to. There won't be any frost giants anymore. And I don't see any frost giants. We don't have the problem of frost giants because of Odin. We are witnessing a primeval battle between mythos and logos, rational verse. This battle has. Huh. Um, it's kind of like a fictional story. Un, uh, um, this battle has no end. I don't know. I feel like the battle would end someday. Like when religion, the influence of religion goes so like it's so bad, like so low, it doesn't really mean much. So I think then it would end. For example, we know the Greek. No one. I mean, there are people, there are certain neo-pagans who do believe in the Greek gods, but the vast majority of people don't. And they are basically so, like, there, even though there are people who believe in those, they're so meaningless that there's no point in debating that. There's no point in debating the existence of Zeus. So I think that religion, like all the current religions today, will go to that point. It will not completely die off, but it will go to the point of meaninglessness. There will be. So I don't know if this battle has no end. Oh, okay. Um, Scholars believe Hebraic monotheism is the strangest happening in the sea of ancient paganisms. No explanation how it sprouted Yahweh as the full. Yes, exactly. Yes, this is what I was. Uh, Yahweh was the volcano god. I believe, I will just assume you're correct because I remember he was something. I don't exactly remember what. Yahweh was the volcano god of Sinai Peninsula. He was married with El. Wait, was it El or was it Asherah? Wasn't it Asherah? Or were this the same goddesses? I don't exactly remember, but yeah. Oh, okay. It said every religious text has two context meanings. Mythos is metaphysical. All right. Holy fuck! I have been streaming for over 2 hours now. Huh. King David was violent man that got used for the purpose of genocide. However, King David was corrupt and it took generations. Oh my gosh. What do I even do with this person? Uh, Generations. Well, Jesus didn't really pay. What did Jesus pay? Christ, what did Jesus exactly pay for our sins? Didn't really pay anything. Every really, I mean, yes, you can. There is, but one mythos for metaphorical and logos literal. I mean, yeah. Well, okay, so almost it's past 2 hours already. I think this has been long enough. Was Jesus is the spotless lamb. It does not say. But he didn't die though. Jesus did not die. He rose back 3 days later. So this meaningless. It was completely meaningless. He sacrificed for his weekend. I sacrificed my weekends for a lot of things. Y'all should pray to me at this point. Well, I guess no one's saying anything anymore. I oh wow, I God, oh my gosh, you're just making irrelevant shit. Jesus did die. Some believe later he was reformed Jew. That's it. No call. So if I remember correctly, I read about this. So that was not a reformed Jew case or whatever. It was like there was this apocalyptic apocalyptic prophet named Yeshua or Joshua back then, who believed like the one prediction he made was that the world would end during his lifetime, which certainly did not happen. But that's the prediction was certainly wrong. Like he died a long time ago. So that was all to the story. There was no other things him like other things about him like Jesus. If I am correct, if I remember correctly, I think it was like Paul. uh, it was Paul who made up entire religion surrounding him or something like that. But yeah, the one prediction Jesus made or Yeshua was that the world would end in his lifetime, which did not happen. That's about it. Jesus was a zealot. Yes, he did believe in apocalypticism. Yeah, well, I have read Christ Brings the Sword is accusing me of not reading his comments. I have read every single comment, every single of your comment till there, and none of them make any more sense than the other ones. All of your comments are like nonsensical. Praise me. Bert Ehrman has written cool books on it too. Ah, I gotta. Do you have some book suggestions, perhaps? And pink waving. I can see it on the YouTube chat. I can't see it on the StreamYard chat. It's just showing like this, but allow or buy whatever. Um, Paul wrote letters or epistles. It was literally propaganda. This Christianity is Pauline quintessential. Yeah, exactly what I was thinking. Like Paul wrote the all the bullshit around. I mean, hey, I did not, I did not disbelieve you before. I was like, oh, I did not know you did that, but like, okay, I never disbelieved that he gets roasted. If he comes to an atheist channel or page or whatever and says shit like this, he's bound to get roasted. That's just how it is. He's also a genocidal maniac, so I don't even feel sorry for him. But no one's laughing. It has been well over 2 hours that I am streaming. I will probably end the stream soon, but before going, I want to announce this once again. Just before I go, this. So, Atheist Assemble fundraiser stream by Faithless Hijabi, 25th March 2023. Um, 11:45 PDT, 14:45 EDT, 18:45 GMT. It's going to be 12:15 a.m. IST on 26th of March for India. Um, Once again, like it's a fundraiser stream for mental health, supporting mental health of ex-Muslims. We are going to be talking about lots of stuff. I'm going to be talking about the fall of secularism in India. Uh, and hey, this is also going to be my first talk. I'm going to be talking like on a platform like this. I have been on other platforms like Atheist Republic before, but I've never been on something like this before, so this is going to be the first time I'm doing this. And I'm sharing like the platform with people like Mariam Namasi, Siti Andrews, Susanna is going to be there too. Harris Sultan is going to be there. Nuria, Khadija Khan, like there are a lot of people popular in the atheist community. So yeah, make sure to come join here. Um, yeah, I just wanted to say this one last time before ending the stream. What else is going on? I know about that. I'm waiting. Oh, great. Hope others join in too. Cat, I have a question. Go ahead. If as long as it's about religion, politics, something that has got to do with this channel. Hmm. No man, are you asking your question? Thanks, I got a good run. Good to have you here, Salman, and thank you for joining the chat. You got to run, so see you. Take care. Bye. I'll be ending the stream soon anyway. How do someone qualify for the ex-Muslim? Um, you being a Muslim once and you not being a Muslim later is how I would imagine someone qualifies for being an ex-Muslim. Wait, what? Uh, like that's what I would assume. I don't know. Like you being a Muslim and then not being a Muslim is how you become an ex-Muslim. I mean, if you're, I don't know, you're from an Islamic background, right? So, for me, I think if I have to want to become an ex-Muslim, I would read the Shahada, and then the next day I would be like, hey, I don't believe in Islam anymore. Oh, oh, mental health fundraiser. Oh, you mean this? Hold on. Oh my gosh, this is annoying. You mean this? I don't know. Don't ask me. I was invited to speak there, so I don't know how does one qualify for this. Really, I don't know. I was just invited. Like I was just they just invited me to speak on the issues. So I was like, hey, yeah, sure. So yeah, I don't ask me. Um, yeah, yes, Alice. Okay, I don't think she'll know either. I'm guessing you have to have a certain level of prominence on certain topics to speak about, and they need to have like it needs to be relevant to what they do and stuff. So I'm guessing that. But hey, do join everyone who's watching. Do join the fundraiser stream on Faithless Jabi. We'll be doing. I'll be there. Thanks for this. Thanks for the live stream. Loved it. Thank you for being here, Noman. Yeah, that's about it. Before. Oh, I mean for. Oh. Actually, I'm not sure. I'm not sure actually. I can ask them. I can ask Faithless Hijabi what's up and stuff, but I'm not entirely sure about that. So yeah, I'm hoping they might make it clear on the event. I'm sorry, Numan, but I'm not entirely sure on that. But that's what I know is for supporting mental health of ex-Muslims. But once again, no one's saying thanks. Well, you're welcome. But yeah, I'm done. This was a fun little chill stream um, for well over 2 hours now. I came active on this channel after over a year, well over a year, almost a year and a half now. So it's been fun. I'm glad. I was certainly not expecting a crowd. I thought, okay, it will be like a very empty. I won't have anyone in the chat, and I will probably end the stream within half an hour or something. But that did not happen thanks to you people who have been here, Noman and Salman Haider and other people, King and everyone else, including the Christian genocidal maniac and the atheist genocidal maniac, including both of them for entertaining me. Happy Atheist Day again. It's still Atheist Day. But yeah, it was fun little stream. I hope I can do more streams and upload more videos. So if you have any suggestions for videos, maybe like video ideas, what I need to talk about or what I should, and if I do have enough idea on the topic that you're suggesting, please leave them in the comments below. You can also check my description for if you want to fund my transition or anything else because I'm trans. But yeah, thank you all. No one's saying bye. Good night, everyone. Next time, drinks. I'm not sure if there's gonna be drinks next time, but something maybe, like not alcohol, perhaps. But yeah, thanks everyone again. Happy Atheist Day. Have fun. Good night. Bye bye.